Nestled in the Rocky Mountains, Folsom Field in Boulder. We've got a top 25 matchup on hand. Two of the premier teams in the land looking to make a statement that will resonate. It's the Northwestern Wildcats and the Colorado Buffaloes. Reese Davis, David Pollock, Jesse Palmer with you, and Holly Rowe is down on the sideline. Hello, Holly.
Nestled into the gorgeous mountains in Boulder, Colorado, Folsom Field is a spectacular viewing venue for college football. The new coach has it rocking and rolling. Folsom Field continues to build on their tradition of the Buffaloes football team. Back to you.
Appreciate that, Holly. And the Buffaloes headed toward the ball, and we are ready for action. And he takes this from inside the 5.
I love this. If I'm a defensive guy, I got them backed up to start the game inside their own 10. The crowd yelling in their ear, creating a little bit of momentum. Picture-perfect start for this defense.
This crowd bringing an ear-splitting welcome to their visitors. Quick give. It's Roach. Finds a crevice and picks up 5 out to the 8.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. They give it back to him. Enough to move the chains. Gets it out to the 16-yard line, and it'll be a first down.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Backed up at the 16-yard line, it's 1st and 10. A give to Brown. Fights off a defender. Didn't even get started. He'll be dropped for a loss of 3.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Wants to go up top on 2nd down. They're all over it.
It's always interesting to view the good teams, the teams that are ranked versus the teams that aren't ranked. And this defense, man, like, how do they play it today? I love that start. Coming out aggressive, flying around, playing like your hair's on fire, getting a sack to start this game, getting a little momentum on their side.
He's not going to get there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down decision. Northwestern will send out the punt team, and he's going to have to drive this ball into the teeth of the wind. And they'll let that one go, and it'll roll out of bounds. Quarterback changing the play. Looking for space. It's Young. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
And that's not a surprise. We all knew and talked about coming in. Who are they going to feature? They give it to him the first play, and he chews up and gets a first down. We're going to see more of that. I'm excited to watch this matchup, but the defense, Jesse, they better get physical. They better get better in a heartbeat.
Well, and they've got to fight some emotion right now, too, because the fans are excited. The offensive line is absolutely juiced after that opening play. They're now getting lathered up. They're now getting excited. They're pointing to the sideline. Run it again. Run the same play again.
throw him to the spot, and that's exactly what he did to pick up the first down.
And that's so many hours of doing this together. You know exactly when he's going to break on that out route. You know what kind of speed he has because you've thrown it so many times. Nice rhythm and timing, and you could tell that was experience between receiver and quarterback.
Here we go, ready. Lewis. Oh, pressure's coming. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Turning it on. The 40. At the 30. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position. The Northwestern offense returns to the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Flush to the left. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early statement. We always look at the end of the season, and what does the committee say? Oh, they beat top 25 so-and-so. Here's your chance to put that on your resume that'll pay off big time in late in the season.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Off the boot, looking for his man. Bought a little time, lets it go. And the third down pass is incomplete.
This is a disappointing drive for the offense considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
It's good. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0.
Well, it's a good news, bad news scenario. You got the pick, and you would have liked to have paid that off with a touchdown, but because the drive stalls out, they're still happy to get the field goal.
He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. This drive opens up at the 23-yard line. Hits the hole. It's Young. Rumbles ahead for a pickup of 5 to the 29.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
6-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and 4. They'll run out of the gun here with Parker. Down he goes.
Stopping the run is about physicality. It's about I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you up front. Really nice job by the defense, showing their strength, bowing up, stuffing the run.
Looking for that first down on 3rd and short from the 28. On the gun on 3rd down, Lewis. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Wildcats sending their offense onto the field. So they've put up some early points and now to build on this 3-0 lead. Tough run here. It's Roach. Got some room, headed to the goal line. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave a little bit of everything on that one. The Wildcats will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he breaks the play. Touchdown, Northwestern.
And the offense punches it in again, and we call his name again. That's 2 touchdowns now in 2 games with still more to be played. I tell you what, I think this guy's name will be called a lot more throughout the season. He's that kind of good.
And right down the middle. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. He's going to change things up against this defensive look. Not much of a gain there on the ground, and that will do it for the first quarter. Now the challenge here, they've taken a punch, but they can't let it get out of hand as we start the second. First play of the period will be a second down. Out wide right, it's Moore. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false start, and they'll walk it back. They'll take the penalty and move them back. This third down a little longer after that penalty. From the gun on third down, Lewis. He's got it. He'll have enough to move the chains. It's first down at the 38. The Buffaloes headed quickly to the line.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. They're on that third.
And it's picked off for the third time today. The return never really got started, but boy, he has set his team up at the 28. The Northwestern offense ready to go on the attack. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. Pushes ahead for 1. It's 2nd and 9. In a competitive conference like the SEC, you just can't afford to start 0-1 if you want to chase a championship. Really important to get off to a good start.
No doubt, in the SEC, you've got to set the tone early. It's all about creating momentum out of the gate. Both of these teams had this game circled all offseason, David. They know what's riding on the line.
There's so much riding on the line. Who gets to Atlanta down the road? Bragging rights, recruiting rights, all this stuff. Once you get in conference play, it means a lot every single week.
And the last thing they need is to squander this great field position facing a 3rd and long. The Buffaloes calling their first timeout. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. Now on the move. They stop him well short of the marker. It's 4th down from the 27.
And you can tell the QB wants to run. He's going to be a big part of the game plan. And the defense really, really understands that. I got to understand. And more importantly, when I get a lick on this cat, I got to take it. Like, not dirty, not cheap shots, but end of the plays, when I can be physical and really make him feel me, I think that'll always bode well in the 4th quarter game.
The Buffs offense ready to begin this drive. It's a good thing to be charitable, Jesse, but I think the last couple of drives might be overdoing it a bit.
I agree, and I think at this point, David, the quarterback here, he's got to be a CEO, and he's got to really get his guys settled down. A couple turnovers in a row now. They've got to find a rhythm.
A CEO, a.k.a. don't screw it up, young man. That's what it sounds like on the sidelines with the coaches. We got to stop turning the football over.
Right side, it's Moore. The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Throwing. Lewis. Buying time to his right. Trying to make magic on the scramble. He has brought down the man. What a job to find some running room and move the chains. And the Buffaloes are marching down the field. Lewis wants to pass. He hurls one deep down the left side. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And this game is going perfect for the defense right now. They haven't been on the field that much. The offense hasn't had that many possessions. Here we are at the end of the first half. They're still pitching a shutout, and they're ready for this quarterback to take shots. They're sensing the frustration, and that time in perfect position, forcing that incompletion.
They're changing things up, trying to get everyone set. On 2nd down, he'll try to make the connection this time. Can't hang on after the hit, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you could tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
Third down from the gun, Lewis. Hit as he throws. He almost had another one. They've already picked off 3 and just a hair away from number 4 there. And the Buffaloes will send out the punt unit. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. And the ball comes to rest right there. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Looking for a gap. It's Roach. Determined run, but he stopped after 2 yards down at the 13. We're at the 2-minute timeout. They've built a big lead, and they'll try to pile on a little more before the break. A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on 2nd down. Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. Back to pass on 2nd down. Rush right in his face. Out wide right, it's Barney. Find some room. The 30. Past the 20. Touchdown, Wildcats. He got a step and just dusted the field.
And unbelievable timing with the quarterback and wide receiver. Get it to him in his hands, right on his frame where he can run after the catch and do some serious damage.
And that's why he's so dangerous, because of that ability after the catch. For these DBs in this game, you've got to tackle the reception, because if you don't get him down, he's taking it to the house.
They drag him down at the 22. He gambled for the big return out of the end zone and came up a little short. First play of the drive comes from the 22. The lone back's got it. Now after that run, they're in pretty good shape at the 30-yard line. The Buffaloes want to crank the tempo.
I like this idea by the offense going hurry up here. You just had a very nice run. Let's get back up to the line of scrimmage and go fast.
Here's Lewis to throw. Rolls right. Throwing on the run. And the incomplete pass, taking a shot on 2nd down, and they'll be left with a 3rd down.
You just feel like the sense of urgency is going up for this offense. Now, they haven't had that many possessions so far in the game, and because they've got no points now, it feels like the quarterback's starting to press. He's trying to make it happen on his own, taking a shot down the field. Another incompletion for this offense. They can't get anything going.
They've been steamrolled so far in this first half, David, but maybe a little positive momentum to take to the... Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. And it's slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
And that's a really good job by this defense being dialed in. You got a big lead. You know exactly what's coming. This offense is going to have to make some explosive plays down the field. They were ready, they were disciplined, and made a good play on the football.
Booster.
Changing the routes with his receivers. Lewis just gets rid of that one.
Well, the offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
They need a huge play on 3rd and long. From the gun on 3rd down, Lewis. Looking down the middle. He's got it. That'll be enough for the first down as they stop him at the 43-yard line. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most.
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jim.
Fires deep toward the end zone. Falls incomplete, and he did everything perfectly except catch the football. 2nd down coming.
Man, as you see, once you start to get to the red zone, the contested catch rate goes way through the roof. Who can make those plays when you're physically getting hit? Nice job by the defense, man. Make them earn it. Make them feel it. Get your hands through the contact of the football when they're trying to make the catch. Great job breaking on the football at the perfect time.
And he's able to shed one tackle and pick up pretty good yardage. Colorado will go ahead and use its 2nd timeout here. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. From the 36, a 3rd down, and you wonder if they're willing to take 2 plays to get the first. From the gun on 3rd down, Lewis. Going for it all. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down.
It just looks to me like the offense is starting to get a little bit impatient, right, guys? They haven't scored in this game yet, and all of a sudden now they're taking shots down the field and they're trying to make it happen. But the defense, they have been lights out. They force another incompletion.
4th down, Lewis. Escapes the pressure to his right. And it's batted away, and the 4th down play doesn't convert. They'll give up the football. Fresh center downs going to the air. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. Takes it in. Touchdown, Colorado. Lining up to add another. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. That is a defensive player's dream. Ball sitting there, chance to scoop it up, one with it, and they don't stop you until the band starts playing. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the returner will be dragged down. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Running inside, it's Roach. Good gain there, picks up the first down, and now maybe this offense attacks before the half.
And that's a first down for the offense.
That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, so much to get you updated on, so let's get right to it here from the EA Sports College Football Update Desk. We start with Akron, taking on the UNLV Rebels. And it's the Zips, looking to get the job done on the road. Right now, it's early, but they lead this season opener. As we check in on these top 25 matchups this week, we're reminded of just how meaningful every week in college football is.
Now moving to his right, looking for anyone that's open. And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback. On the RPO, got it. He get it down to the 35 before he stopped. 10-yard pickup on the play, and it's a first down.
the defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Well, the defense was trailing going in at halftime, and I think they made some adjustments against the run. They want to slow this guy down. That's a really nice start to the second half if you're on defense.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Out wide left, it's Bush. Breaks a tackle, and he might have room. Brought down at the 10-yard line, and a nifty pickup after the grab on that one.
I love that from this offense. 3 is good. You're in field goal range, but now we're set up with 1st and goal because of great 3rd down execution by this offense. Stay aggressive. Even when you get in this part of the field when everything shrinks and gets a little bit harder, you still want to be aggressive.
Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone.
1st down and goal, I bet you the percentages are really high for run, and this defense was ready for it. They got to match the physicality right here, right now in this situation.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Keeps it on the bootleg, looking to throw. Unloads in the nick of time.
2nd and goal, no dice for this offense. If I'm on offense right now, I'm thinking about who are my mismatches, who are my big bodies out wide, and I can throw them the football, and they can make a play over top of somebody.
Now 3rd and goal, and tough yardage to cover here. From the gun, wants to pass. Big fella moving. He'll be stopped right there. They threw it short of the goal line, and now they've got some ground to cover on 4th down.
What a snag. How about that catch, man? When he threw the football, you're like, no, don't throw it. But the big fella says, it's my ball. I don't care if anybody's near me. He'll make the catch. That tight end just earned some money.
4th and goal from the 4, and look at this. The offense still on the field. They'll go for it. He wants to throw it. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Northwestern. Fitted in the window for the score.
And you got to love seeing that if you're the head coach of this team, right? You always want to see your team start fast early in games and then also start fast at the beginning of the 3rd quarter. You had a big lead. You take the ball right away here in the second half. You drive it down the field, and you score. This offense has been dialed in right from the get-go. It's been very impressive to watch.
They'll corral him and get him down at the 17-yard line on the return. Colorado has the ball back, and the Buffaloes hoping to put their team in prime position on offense. Trailing now by 17, David. This is an opportunity that they need to answer.
And down by 17, it's not panic mode yet. Like, I know we just gave up some points, and our defense hasn't played great. I think this offense can still be who they are and stay consistent.
No doubt, lots of football to go, but you do get the feeling this is the time of game.
He's going for it all. And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up.
Hey, man, this home crowd has grown frustrated with what they've seen from this offense. I mean, they just haven't put drives together. They haven't been explosive, and another incompletion, and the clock is ticking. It's running down. They've got to find a way to create some big plays, to create some momentum, and get these guys on their feet, young.
And the Buffaloes moving quickly to the line.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that.
Picked up 4 yards, now looking at 3rd and 6. Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. Under pressure. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
Well, you can see the mindset of this offense changing quickly. We're in the third quarter. They're down on the scoreboard. They've got to get aggressive, and they've got to throw the ball if they want a chance to win this game. But the defense knows it. It's going to be really hard for this quarterback now. The windows are going to be small like it was that time throwing the incompletion.
He looks it in and makes the fair catch, and they'll have it at the 32. They'll start this drive at the 33-yard line. DB's locked up tight on the receivers. From the gun, it's Roach. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
Well, the defense blitzed on that last run, but it was the big fella on the inside that made the stop and made the play. Great job flying out of his stance, locating where the football was, and getting to the ball carrier. Really good job at the point of attack.
Sends it back in motion. 2nd down, gonna throw it. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23.
And we call his name again. This is the same guy. Remember, he had the defensive touchdown already. Now getting in the backfield, getting to the quarterback, getting the sack. He's been all over the field today.
Third down, following the sack by the D. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. The offense couldn't get the snap off in time, and it'll cost them. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. Rolling to the right, trying to make something happen. And it'll be incomplete. He got on the move trying to make something happen, but just couldn't find a man. Northwestern will have to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Gonna field this one in tight quarters. Excellent coverage and tackle that time, and that's how the 3rd quarter comes to a close. Guys, we've come to the end of the period, and Northwestern has the lead here. We take just a minute to look at the stats as they are threatening to put this one away. And it looks as if we are ready to get things started here in the 4th quarter. Throwing, Lewis. Showing the arm strength to the left. Makes the grab, and he will score! Touchdown, Bucks!
And that is exactly what this offense needs, man. They need that clock to stop. They need to make big plays and score. Their defense needs to join the party, get some stops, and the passing game continue to be hot, and they might get back in this football game.
If they're going to pull off this big rally, they'll need to get this one back. They line up for the onside kick. They were ready for the onside kick and executed perfectly, and they secure the football.
Well, here in the 4th quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
Wildcats come out to get things going on offense. So that last touchdown made it a 2-possession game, but if this offense can do its job, they can put this one away. Nice play by the defense to jar that one loose. I know you want to go to this guy because he's made so many plays for you, but when he's doubled, surely somebody else has a much easier play to make.
And it might not be the stud that he is, right? Like, I might not find another guy that's a baller like him, that's a playmaker, but now I got one-on-one matchups elsewhere that I got to go take advantage of. If they're going to double cover him, I'm going to take advantage of this matchup somewhere else.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Wildcats will have to send out the punt team. Kick is in the air. And he'd hope to pin him deep. Instead, it will be a touchback. And the Colorado offense is coming back onto the field. This certainly hasn't been their best day, but there's no time for mistakes now. They have to execute if they want to snatch this thing from the fire. They'll knock him down after a 6-yard gain to the 27. And the Buffaloes in the hurry-up.
The offense has a little bit of success on the ground, and they're up. Look at them. They're ready to go again, back on the line of scrimmage, ready to run another play.
I understand the sense of urgency for the offense now because you're trailing here by a lot in the fourth quarter, and you're just trying to take a shot to see if you can get on the board and get some of this momentum back. But the problem is the defense understands that, so they're playing coverage, and they're doing a good job on the back end. Nice job forcing the incompletion.
Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. Quarterback keeps it. He's not quite going to get there, and they'll turn it over on downs as the defense stops him a few yards short. Great place to start for this offense. Motion from the wideout. Got some green grass. Gain of about 4 sets up a 2nd and 6. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. They'll keep it on the ground. They want this clock to move. Slips a tackle, and he's got room. Maybe, and he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Wildcats.
And that's a big problem for this defense. When you get that guy in space, it's hard to catch him. You got to bottle him up near the line of scrimmage. Palmer, too much daylight too early in that run.
Yeah, you're right, David. And I think that's what makes this guy unique. With his skill sets, you just know it's a matter of time. You just keep giving him the football. Good things are going to happen. Long touchdowns are going to happen, and you saw it right there.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Moore. He's tackled, brought down right at the 25-yard line on the return. The Colorado offense comes out to go on the attack. We've certainly seen better performances from this group. You have to hope that they'll grow from this, but this is going to be one that they're going to kick themselves over for a while. Trying to scramble his way free, but that defense does a great job, and there's no gain on the play.
Great job by the defense there. First off, getting pressure initially and then forcing him outside the pocket. After that, excellent effort. All eyes on the quarterback, and you see the speed this defense has. They're going to be putting a lot of heat on this guy throughout the game.
Quarterback signaling to his guy. Here's Lewis to throw. He'll take the deep shot. And that is his 5th interception. If he comes out to try for 6, he'll be lucky. He couldn't quite get loose on that return, but he'd already made the play, and they've got it at the 35. Out comes the offense as they get set to take over. First play of the drive, he'll look to throw. Left side is Bush. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play.
Well, one thing you got to say about this guy is he's very, very poised. He knew he had that defender bearing down on him. He got hit right as he threw it. Still, though, it didn't affect his accuracy. Nice job getting that completion.
Move to his right. Right side, it's Barney. They get him on the ground, but it'll be enough to pick up the first down.
And this is why, as a defense, man, you don't want to let the quarterback outside the pocket. Once he gets outside the pocket, now everybody else has to adjust, and some people have to leave coverage, and he goes and he starts going towards his right. Nice job by the receiver finding some space towards the sidelines. They get the completion and make the play.
They'll snap it from the 47 on first down. They'll move the wide receiver. They'll run it out of the gun with Brown. Defense all over it.
Well, they're trying to go toss on this play, but defense just wins at the point of attack. They're able to defeat the blocks and get the ball carrier down behind the line of scrimmage.
Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. Leaves it with the back. He breaks a tackle. Snowed under by the defense.
Well, the defense wasn't expecting that. They had a lot of guys back into coverage. That was 2nd and a lot of yards to go, and they got caught off guard. Not enough guys in the box to control that running back.
Ball just inside the 40 at the 39. It's 3rd and short. Powers inside. Not this time. After finding running room on the previous play, nowhere to go this time around as the defense rises up.
Well, this running back has had a pretty good day so far in this game, and I think the key right now is for the defense to find a way to slow him down. He had a good run 2 plays ago. The defense gets the TFL on this one. I think you got to change up your fronts defensively and try to give this offensive line different alignment looks to see if they can confuse him.